Audio Marks coming to you from the Sage and Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy, CJ, Joe, and Jared. The undisputed era of podcasting for casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Break open that champagne glass and enjoy a little bit of the bubbly. Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast. I am your former reigning, defending, undisputed Marks for Life podcast predictions champion, CJ.
And I'm your co-host, Jimmy.
And I'm your co-host, Joe. None of us are champion. The champion's not even here.
It's Jared.
The Brock Lesnar, apparently, of this podcast.
Yeah, apparently he's Adam Cole, I guess, because, undisputed era.
Then where does that leave the rest of us?
I mean, I guess you guys are the closest to a tag team, so that would make you
Well, I mean,
feel
What
in
are you talking about? You've had 2 tag team reigns with Jared.
Yeah, but the one part of the tag team holds the title.
Yeah, but that
I
makes
don't.
him Roderick Strong.
I was about to say, I'd say Joe would be Bobby Fish. Or no, Jared would be Bobby Fish, and you'd be Kyle O'Reilly because you show up more than Jared.
But I don't. But he doesn't show emotion. I want to be able to show emotion.
All right, you could be. Well, I feel like you'd be the Roderick Strong if anyone.
Yeah,
You've only
I know.
won one. You've won as many titles as Roderick Strong. Actually, no, he's won more.
Not any official ones. Back when it was just you and me, we used to go back and forth for quite a while. And
That's
then
because we did monthly pay-per-view defenses.
What is
Yeah,
the
when it was
hardcore
fair.
title?
Yeah, it was like hardcore title. It was basically that.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah. I still can't believe it lost by one match.
I mean, I didn't expect NXT to take as much wins as they did at Survivor Series.
Clearly, it showed in my picks because I didn't just lose. I lost with gusto.
Yeah, usually that's Jimmy's job.
No, I actually picked. I'm not gonna lie. I might have picked wrong on the tag team match, the triple threat tag team match one with New Day, Viking Raiders, and
The women's elimination.
Well, that's a different thing. I might have been wrong. I might have been too ambitious with that one. And been like, okay, if Viking Raiders win, that would have been fine. But everything else was like the smart pick to go for. My belief.
There was nothing to go on. Any of us could have gone like perfect on the night or just totally.
I mean, I went perfect on the night for War Games. That's like the
War
only
Games was
for
really
War
good.
Games.
War Games was fantastic. The whole weekend, I think, was.
It was a great.
It was
great
definitely
time.
a high point.
Yes, Chicago made out like a fucking baller.
Yeah.
They got so much great wrestling.
Bastards.
Great moments. Yeah, I know. Blech.
Freaking bastards.
All right.
Why can't we get
But they
cool
didn't get
shit
the
like
one
that?
guy they actually cheered for, and they wouldn't stop cheering for Punk the whole night.
I think I meant Walter for a second.
Well, they got him, but not for long.
I didn't think CM Punk was showing up.
No, I don't think he's going to be showing up for a while.
Yeah.
If at
Why
all.
waste an appearance in Chicago?
I feel like it's too easy.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Piss everyone off. Come back in New York. Piss everyone off.
Or just come back to the Rumble.
Where is the Rumble this year? I meant next
Texas?
year, technically.
Texas, right? Texas or Philly?
I'm leaning towards Philly,
Imagine
but
Philly again. I can't. Well, I don't know. It would be a lot better if it was Philly this time.
Well,
though.
if Punk shows up in Philly, the only way they're even going to be happy with the whole pay-per-view is he goes in at 1, lasts the entire time, and wins the Rumble. If he does anything but that, the crowd's going to shit on it. That's what Philly does.
Yes. All right, so let's get into this week's podcast episode. We're going to be just doing a quick Raw and SmackDown, our Raw highlights. SmackDown's tonight, so yay. The Wednesday Night Wars, Batista, Dana Brooke, Survivor Series War Game.
Right. Can't forget that one.
Let's go quickly with what happened with War Games and Survivor Series. They were both happening in Chicago this past weekend. Results are as follows. Isaiah Swerve Scott lost to Angel Garza. Angel Garza was the winner. Rhea Ripley's team defeated Team Baszler at War Games.
Which is going to be the right move, considering that it looks like Rhea Ripley is going to be facing Shayna for the title.
Rhea Ripley looks like she's having a huge push right now. Not only has she beaten Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks at the same time, she then proceeded to defeat Shayna Baszler, and then in the first ever Women's War Games, and then the following night,
When she was down 4 on 2.
yeah, 4-2, fucking won, baller, and then proceeded to win the women's elimination match at Survivor Series. Rhea Ripley is fantastic, and she's only 23.
If she doesn't win the title at this point,
She has to win the
does
title.
any of it even matter?
She has to win the title. There's literally no other logical.
Is she the Tyler Bate of the women's division?
What do you mean?
Like when Tyler Bate won the UK championship, the tournament, the first one, and he was 19 when he won it.
Paige was 19.
Yeah, but I didn't feel as bad though. I feel bad that it was Rhea Ripley though.
It's because we're older.
True. That is
Yeah.
true. True.
Rhea Ripley is our age,
Yeah.
and she just had like one of the biggest weekends of the year. And all I did was get drunk.
I think I just ate food.
I mean, Thanksgiving was fine, but nothing nearly as good as Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley was.
She's probably like, this turkey's not any good. Do you see what I did this past weekend? And you give me this crap? Go make it better.
Yes, Mr. Ripley. Rhea Ripley
Because you
did.
can't tell her no because
Yes.
she's scary and terrifying.
We also had Pete Dunne winning the triple threat match between Damian Priest and Killian Dane. Great match. I think it was a pretty good match. Pete Dunne went on to face Adam Cole for the NXT title. Bleh.
On Survivor Series.
Yeah, Adam Cole defeated Pete Dunne to retain
That was, I think, might have been match of the night.
on the
Survivor
SmackDown
Series.
side. On the Survivor Series side,
Yeah, I think it might have been the match of the night.
I was thinking the men's elimination would have been. The
Well, I
match
think
of the
because
night.
that had the moment. That had the moment of the night, like a real push moment. We'll talk about that when we talk about the men's one. But there's like a huge moment that you can't be underscored as like that made a career that night.
Finn Balor defeated Matt Riddle.
Probably the weakest match of the TakeOver card, which is not really saying anything against it, but
It
it just had too much competition.
Yeah, they're gonna have another. They're gonna go at it again. That's just how I think. They will.
Riddle in Balor. Nah, I think
it's definitely
that's
not
done
it's
for
not-
a while.
It's not a one. It's not a one-off like you would normally think, in my opinion, at least. Like it's not gonna be a one-off, in my opinion. I think that they're gonna have at least another one. Maybe not like relatively soon, but
I mean, it's
in the new
weird.
year, definitely.
It's weird because they're warming up Balor for Gargano. Where does Riddle go after this?
Riddle goes to Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Riddle really didn't make any mention of losing to Finn Balor. Like he stood side by side with Tommaso Ciampa. And then if you see those four people, Riddle, Dijakovic, Keith Lee, and Ciampa, that looked like the original War Games team anyways. So it kind of looks like it's gearing up for them for taking on the Undisputed Era. We also had finally the War Games match. Ciampa, Dijakovic, Lee, and Kevin Owens for a one-off appearance.
Which was great.
Undisputed Era. Oh, yeah. It was
Came back in his OG NXT gear, and it felt like he fit right in. That's what it felt like.
There's room over there for you, Kevin, but you got your hands full right now.
He needs to go back to NXT, though. Like that pop alone showed that, like he belongs in that atmosphere of, just war and violence. And I personally am not a huge fan of the stunner. So when he brought out the pop-up powerbomb, I thought it was amazing to see that again and stuff.
He teased the package pile driver in the middle of the two rings.
And then we got I don't like the Panama Sunrise. I don't think I like it so much. I think it's overused.
Yeah, it's become a little bit nerfed, but still that Panama Sunrise on the section
Oh,
separating
ball.
the ring. I was like, Jesus Christ, Kevin Owens dead.
Yeah. They actually showed a shot of Britt Baker during War Games. As the concerned girlfriend
Which
of
was
Adam.
definitely by accident.
It's 100% by accident. Even Triple H apologized. He's like, "Yo, we did not mean for that at all."
He's like, yeah, let's look at the most concerned woman in the crowd. Triple H
So
is
my,
like,
que-
guys,
so my
it's Britt
question
Baker.
is Kevin Dunn in charge of that, or does Triple H have another video person who's supposed to be in charge of that? Like
I don't think
his asshole ripped out.
I don't think Kevin Dunn touches anything near the NXT product.
Okay, that's why I'm just asking. So whoever's in charge of that, we gotta figure out who's
Whoever
in charge
was
of
in
the
charge of
video
that
packaging.
camera is like,
Well,
I
the video,
wouldn't
the
blame
video
them
truck
either.
person, like whoever's in charge of production is
I wouldn't blame the production people either because the audible was like we just show concerned people's faces because literally Adam Cole got dropped on his head on top of two tables 20 feet up in the air by Tommaso Ciampa. And of course, the person that's going to show the most concern
is his girlfriend.
is his girlfriend. They just did not put two and two together until it happened like, shit.
Hunter's like, go away, get off that feet, get off that feet. That's not what we can't show her.
And then Ranallo was like, all right, that was Britt Baker,
He had his
girlfriend
own
of Adam
little
Cole.
match of the weekend.
He did.
Well, we'll talk about that after Survivor
Fucking
Series.
Braves.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after Survivor Series.
But God, I missed takeovers. That was so good. That really made me get the network back so I could watch because The NXT takeovers are no longer on Hulu, so I'm like, all right, I made an audible. I got to WWE Network, and it did not disappoint.
Do you want to split the cost? Because I'm totally willing to pay some portion of it so I can watch takeovers again. I really do miss watching takeovers.
It's so good. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
That was a good time. We also had Survivor Series this past weekend, which, holy hell, there was a lot of people. There was a tag team battle royal.
Yeah, which we didn't even know was going to happen.
No, otherwise, maybe I could have gotten something.
One of the better Survivor Series, surprisingly, in like the past couple of years.
Yeah. I feel like Survivor Series is going to be that event where you can kind of expect things to be good because they're literally just throwing everyone together and getting the best of the best out of there.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I don't want to keep griping on like what I believe that the fall season for WWE should be, but this is what the culmination of every single storyline and whatever kind of mismatchy things that draw people in should lead up to. Because, during fall, football season's right around the corner. This season, I'm hearing, is surprisingly okay. Last year, I think, was better, which is why I was really down in viewership for wrestling. But like, if you just stir up like good stuff, like good content to be put on WWE television, like having an invasion angle of NXT, it's gonna draw people to watch, which is why NXT won last week. And did we get a numbers rating for this past week?
Not yet. I'm still waiting.
All right.
I think NXT and the main roster, for lack of a better term, I think they are much better when they're feeding off of each other. Because NXT gets a whole new platform to show itself on, to make people now watch on Wednesday nights. And the main roster people get that little shot in the arm that they need because they're starting to get a little too stale.
Oh, NXT and AEW ratings are delayed due to the holidays. They will be released on Monday.
All right. Oh, and speaking of other stats, Royal Rumble will be in Houston, Texas this year. This coming year, January 26th.
Texans. But
I also did not see either one of the Wednesday shows.
I saw both.
I couldn't see either one either.
I'll run down the cards and stuff.
But yeah, I think you should.
I watched Raw.
I think NXT going over the way it did was smart in the long run because now it gets people to watch Wednesday night. Now all these people know who like Keith Lee and Rhea Ripley and Tommaso Ciampa are when they had no idea. Even maybe Adam Cole, you had no idea who he was.
Shayna Baszler.
So now all of a sudden, all these people are starting to get a lot more attention. I think they'll do a lot better for.
All right, so let's explain why to the people why this is important. I guess with Survivor Series.
All right, so let me just go down. Survivor Series was won 4-1. NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. It was brand warfare, multiple 5-on-5-on-5 matches. NXT picked up 4 victories this past Sunday night. The first victory they picked up was Lio Rush defeating Akira Tozawa and Kalisto to retain the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
Which we expected.
Yes, of course. He has a feud with Angel Garza. No sense making him take the title or give it the title. Another victory they had was the women's elimination match. NXT's Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae were the sole survivors. And Io Shirai, I believe, right? It was the 3 of them? Even though there was a double injury angle, quote-unquote?
And just kind of came back and helped Rhea win. So I think there were still participants because they were never technically eliminated, I don't think.
I don't believe so either. But regardless, like Rhea Ripley was the highlight of that match.
Right, because neither one of them was legally in the match when they got hurt.
Yes.
So neither one of them got eliminated.
I think the only people that were eliminated was Bianca Belair, I believe, was a part of the match, and Toni Storm. Toni Storm actually got she was eliminated by, I believe, Natalya and Sasha Banks in a double submission. Bank statement and sharpshooter. So, kind of didn't like how they treated the NXT UK people in this. I'm going to say Toni Storm is definitely...
Well, I mean, when we're talking about, like, we have to lift up certain... yeah, we'll talk about Walter. We have to lift up the NXT brand as a whole. Unfortunately, the NXT UK people are just going to get left in the dust. Like, unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be because it's on a network, television show now. It's not on
it's
even
more
network.
Obscure to the common viewer than NXT is.
Oh, 100%. It's on a similar wavelength to 205 Live.
And Toni looked
definitely.
good. She just didn't get any eliminations.
Yeah.
And the fact that you took 2 people to put a submission on to get rid of her, I think kind of
because eventually, like, Toni will probably get moved on back to regular NXT television, and then we'll get her, like,
Well, we thought that Rhea Ripley's position was going to go to Toni Storm originally. We thought that was a lot of our speculation stuff, especially when she dropped the title and everything. Like, oh, she has to go to NXT.
I think
Someone to
because
beat Dunne.
of what happened with the leaks, because that happened around the same time, no?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Around the leaks, and that probably did some effect on her, like emotionally and mentally. So I would assume that would be something
true.
like they didn't want to push right away. So they're probably going to reacclimate Toni back into UK and then bring Toni into NXT. Probably, I don't know, middle of next year, probably after Mania.
Maybe.
I'm guessing.
She's
I'm
got
guessing.
plenty of time.
Because I
so.
still think Shayna is getting moved to Raw or SmackDown.
Oh, yeah,
Has
has to.
Especially once she loses to Rhea. And then I think it would be great if once Shayna leaves, you have Storm
I'm
and
guessing
Ripley
by
have a
the
feud
new
of title.
by the new year we will see Shayna on Raw. That's my prediction.
I think you could see it for the Rumble. Like, she might show up in the Rumble.
I
and
think
then
she's going to win the Rumble, personally.
That's good. Because it's
I don't know.
possibility.
I think that she's gonna have a match against Becky at the Rumble, and we'll see Ronda back by that time.
Nah.
I'm such a strong advocate, right? Not advocate, but I'm a strong supporter in the theory that Ronda Rousey will be back. in
Here's the
WWE.
thing, though. The only reason why I'm saying she may not win Shayna is that Vince McMahon actually soured on her. And we'll talk about the main event in a little bit because that was also another victory by NXT. Shayna Baszler defeated Becky Lynch and Bayley. And then we also had Roderick Strong defeating Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. So that rounds it out to 4. SmackDown had 2 victories. They won the Tag Team Battle Royal. Rudolph.
Rude and
No.
Ziggler.
Oh, yeah,
Ziggler and
Rude.
Rude. Yeah, they're SmackDown guys.
Fucking
Wouldn't have been the ones I picked, but
And then the
throw a fucking dart.
Yeah. And then the team's men's elimination match. Roman Reigns was a sole survivor, outlasting Keith Lee, who was the other sole survivor for NXT.
Who
before him.
was the MVP of the men's tag team tournament?
That.
They pushed
yeah.
him to the moon, and no one could be upset by that. It was
It like destroyed my heart because I'm like, Roman and Keith Lee. I'm like, I can't choose. I'm already eliminated from the title anyway, so I'm like, I just don't die, both of you.
Keith Lee. To be fair, I think Keith Lee is probably going to be the most marketable superstar they have if they decide to bring him to the main roster. He is large. I'm sticking with that. He's large and strong,
And
which
he can
already
talk.
Huh?
He can talk.
He could talk. He's charismatic, likable. He gives off a nice likable aura. I can't see him being a bad guy, you know. Yet, but like he gets remarkable as like a top baby face between his athletic moveset, there's power. You know, he's a much more athletic Braun Strowman, and I'm gonna throw it out there. He's black. It gets. I will throw it out.
no.
Demographic wise, that appeals to a lot more people. You know, I think he can be a much
Let's have a Keith Lee Samoa Joe feud and just watch them sell out every building they're in.
Keith Lee Samoa Joe, Keith Lee Braun Strowman, Keith Lee Drew McIntyre. What other big guys are there?
Keith Lee Brock Lesnar.
Keith Lee Brock Lesnar. There we go. Money. Just not Keith Lee versus Triple H.
Triple H is gonna do something else for me. He'll have
Yeah.
something. He might. Oh no, he might face Rollins.
Nah.
No. If
Maybe.
anything, it's probably going to be like, not Owens. I think Owens is going to wrap up probably by the end of the year. I don't see.
Did Triple H have a match last year? This past WrestleMania? Batista. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is there a? Well, because we already kind of got Triple H, Kurt Angle. We got Triple H, Batista. Is there even another legend to have him? Flair.
No, it's
No.
not going to be Flair.
Or no, we
No.
already had that for
No,
Saudi.
we had that.
We already had that for Saudi. Triple H, John Cena.
No.
John Cena.
I'm glad we were thinking the same thing.
John
Like,
Cena has more than a 3-minute match at WrestleMania this year.
Ciampa.
Good. I feel like we're getting one more Ciampa kind of feel. I don't want it, but we might get it.
We need that. But Keith Lee, regardless, MVP of that. I think they're going to push him to the moon. Vince McMahon seems to be extremely high on Keith Lee and Matt Riddle as 2 prominent stars. And I could see Matt Riddle because Matt Riddle also reminds him of I'd say like a better Brock Lesnar.
He's
a talking Brock Lesnar.
He's Vince.
That-
Like,
He's Vince's
I
Rob
hate to
Gronkowski.
word it that way, but he's a talking
He is
Brock
Vince's
Lesnar.
Rob Gronkowski.
He is, but better. I think Riddle can make him some serious money.
I think what you could see happening, and I don't know if they'll do it, you could even see him and Lee take the 2 main belts off of the Undisputed Era.
I could see
Lee
that.
takes the NXT Championship from Cole, and Riddle takes it off Strong.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Or they just have Lee and Dijakovic just murder everyone in the tag team division. Like, go ahead. Someone step up to us.
Nah, because I need to see, before Lee goes over to Raw or SmackDown, I need to see him put over Dijakovic and give him the belt. Because, like, you could even see in the tag match this past week, when they were reversing for the title, there was still some tension there. Like, they didn't forget that, like, a couple weeks ago, they were on it to murder each other. So I think there's still...
Those two in a best-of-7 series should be the plan.
Iron Man match.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Best of 7 for those two? Yes, absolutely.
Nah, just have an Iron Man match. 1 hour, Iron Man.
1 hour Iron Man between those two would be sick as well.
Just anything that makes them go.
But they're
out in the
athletic
ring for a
enough. But
long
would they
time.
have?
Yes.
Would they have that endurance though? Because like they're athletic, but are they? Can they
I
have
don't
that?
know,
endurance?
Dijakovic was in the War Games match for near an hour.
And so was Lee in that regard.
Lee about like 10 minutes less, but yeah, about. So I think they could do it.
All right.
The only win on the Raw side was Viking Raiders defeating New Day and Undisputed Era.
Which
was
like
the
in
only
the
Brand
which,
Warfare match I got right.
But yeah, yeah.
I wanted a
in
clean
hindsight,
sweep.
In hindsight, it was the right decision for at least Raw. I mean, I guess technically, like AJ beating, like pinning Nakamura, that way they keep Roderick Strong safe. That would have been a decent idea too.
But Roderick Strong was kept safe.
He won.
Yeah, well, I mean, he won.
Saved as he could be.
Oh God.
And then we also had Brock defeat Rey Mysterio.
Which I saw some parts of it, and it was like pretty good.
Bray defeating Daniel Bryan, and
That's a good match, too.
Adam Cole defeating Pete Dunne. Which,
Good.
The 3 main title matches all delivered to varying degrees.
Now the big thing I want to bring up with though was your thoughts with Shayna Baszler and that triple threat main event match. And I want to bring this up to you because there are reports that Vince McMahon, after watching that match, was furious.
Why? I didn't watch the
It
match.
didn't-
so-
It was not good. It's not a good match considering the talent involved.
Exactly. So because here's the thing.
It's kind of like that WrestleMania triple threat where it's like you felt like more was there.
Yeah, that they could have done more. However, you know, he used to be high on Shayna Baszler, but after seeing this match, he's not as high anymore on Shayna Baszler. You only have one chance to make a first impression. At least against Vince McMahon.
Well,
but I feel like Vince is not going to be that much. He's not going to be as involved as he is now. He has XFLs right around the corner. That's
if she
starting up
moves to
soon.
the main roster,
Like next
he will
week,
be.
they're showcasing all the jerseys and everything for the thing. So I feel like his priorities are going to be kind of mixed up. So I don't know. Like that's a tough situation.
I don't think it matters as much how much what Vince feels about her. I think it matters what Heyman feels about her. Because she'll probably end up on Raw with Becky if they move her.
I feel like I feel like it depends on how Rhea gets the belt off of Shayna and how that match goes, and then see how Paul feels about it. Because then it'll tell okay, maybe we can stretch this long enough into a WrestleMania spot, or we could stretch this until Ronda Rousey comes back, or it could be something completely different.
See, I've said about Shayna for a while now. She's very similar to Brock in that she works a specific style. And if you put her in the ring with someone that doesn't work a style that meshes well with her, like it seems like even in NXT, she hasn't had that many just banger matches. There's a lot of her doing messing with your joints like Pete Dunne does. She's a very slow, grinded out competitor.
Look at the matches with Mia Yim is the first one I could think of. Mia Yim and Ember Moon.
Yeah, Io Shirai was one of the few that got a really good match.
Kairi Sane was a great match.
Candice LeRae was a good one too.
She works better against smaller opponents that give that high-flying underdog type of story.
Is
think
Shayna
Baszler
taller
Becky
than? Well, I don't want to put it out like this, but is Shayna taller or bigger in that sense, compared to Becky or even Bayley for that sense? 'Cause,
She has more of a presence, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think it's the presence because her presence against Bayley and Becky, she's bigger and stronger, but I think you can't show that in a multi-person match. We were able to do it in something like NXT because we've been familiar with her work. But to put her out against a whole new audience...
Especially after 4.5 hours of a pay-per-view.
Exactly. You can't have a grindy main event. It would be much better to have a fast-paced main event. If it was something like... I
I'd say Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I think if Shayna faced one of them
Yes.
on their own, especially because Bayley can do like that underdog kind of fight from the bottom mentality, I think it would have gone off better. But since you had basically 3 people that haven't really done a ton of work together before, I think it just it fell flat.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair enough.
So hopefully Shayna would still have some supporters in the back. I'm sure she does. I hope that would lend itself to
I think
Vince
Triple
McMahon's
H
ears.
still has her back, and I think
Yeah.
Paul is more willing to give second chances or even give better first impressions to than Vince would. Vince has always been a feckless cunt, unfortunately. Like, it's just how he's always been. Especially like more recently. He's been very he's let go like a lot of projects he's been working on. Not so much Roman, obviously, but like a lot of like other projects he's worked on, like Humberto Carrillo, for instance. That one got dropped real quick after this past Raw.
Cedric,
that one too. Like a lot of projects, like he's tried to like help push has been.
at
they
least
dropped
with
it.
Shayna, you can market her without putting a belt on her.
Yes.
You can have her still be in the trash, and I think now it's ripe for the picking for the 4 Horsewomen match.
It has to.
Because you have now a heel Bayley and Sasha, Charlotte and Becky can really go either way, and they haven't had too much feuding within each other the last few months. I think now, and then now they all hate Shayna. Now at least, all 3 except for Charlotte, they all hate Shayna, and Charlotte could very easily just be like, "We're gonna kick NXT's ass." So this might be your prime opportunity to bring, and Charlotte hates Ronda too, so bring Ronda back. Have that.
It all
match.
depends on Ronda's schedule, though. That's the only thing that I'm thinking of, because
We won't know. We won't know until like towards the end of the year. We really won't.
Ronda's the biggest X factor right now in all of this.
So if it's like the linchpin would be like, yeah, she's gonna be free, and we don't know when, and then we see her end up being number 29, 28, or 30 at the Royal Rumble this year, and then we'll see.
I don't think we're going to get the 4 Horsewomen until the following Survivor Series.
Maybe.
And then also, I do not think we're going to get a Shayna call-up right away. Like, just personally, what I'm thinking is that... Because I remember watching NXT's women's division these past Sunday and Wednesday. And they're so fleshed out. You know, they each have their own real good niche in NXT compared to AEW. AEW really doesn't have a full-fleshed women's division at all. And even the tag team division can go hit or miss. But mostly the women's division, they need Shayna Baszler in NXT. Rhea Ripley, I think would be good. But I think you need to have Shayna Baszler in there for at least another couple months following the title dropping.
Well, the argument could be made that now it's time for Shayna to start putting people over. Like, she's dominated for so long. I think before she gets to the main roster, she needs to
this
start
is where
putting-
Rhea Ripley would come in.
Put Rhea over, maybe put Candice over, put a couple people over that you destroyed on your way to the top, and kind of have it come full circle.
Has there been any new people coming into NXT?
I know they've been doing a lot of work with Xia Li, who's
She's a little
the Chinese export.
yeah,
she's still a little rough around the edges. She almost broke was it Aaliyah's face.
Well, Io Shirai also did that to Mia Yim, so
Yeah, well,
I mean, yeah.
she was
Go
fine.
figure.
yeah, but that was like a Brie Bella level kick. She knocked out Liv Morgan. I watched that Aaliyah match last week. And I'm like, ooh, oh, that didn't look right. And I see blood. I'm like, oh no, that wasn't right.
I think they have some prospects. I think Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox are some as a part of that.
They're gonna have a money feud.
Oh yeah, it's reminding me of a lot of Johnny Gargano Ciampa in the level of intensity alone. Yeah,
They could have a really good Extreme Rules match, or not an unsanctioned because they don't really do that with
Street
women,
fight?
but yeah, street fight, something like that, where just have them just hit them with anything that's not nailed down and have them just go nuts on each other.
it's gonna be very interesting, especially because Shayna Baszler's been champion for over a year now.
Yeah.
You know, she won it back at Evolution last year and has not dropped the belt since.
Also, props to NXT for doing something the main roster could never do: building a feud for the women that doesn't involve a title.
That.
Or Natalya and Lacey Evans.
That. And on that note, I say we talk about the Wednesday Night Wars really quickly.
No.
AEW, great character development in regards to the Inner Circle. They've really been pushing them. Chris Jericho's celebration was hilarious. He brought in his dad, Ted Irving, with the Rangers jersey.
Of course.
And he was like,
Where were they?
Chicago.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And he's like,
such a heel.
and Ted just goes, "Wow, it's great to be back in New York City." And he's like, "Dad, we're in Chicago. You mean where the Blackhawks are? We used to beat them all the time. Blackhawks are nothing but a bunch of wimps."
Oh God, you gotta love that heel work there.
Just have his dad come into every big hockey town, like Pittsburgh, Chicago, Boston.
They
Philly.
just hit all
Keep
of
running
those.
down the list.
And then you also had whatchamacallit?
Scorpio Sky.
Nah, well, I was gonna get to that. That match was okay. Scorpio Sky versus Chris Jericho. But you had Chris Jericho announce his new champagne line. A little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, God.
Working together with Stephen Amell.
Nice.
That's the ultimate dick kick to Cody.
The worst part is I already bought it. I already have it pre-ordered. 2 bottles of champagne are on the way.
So that makes a lot more sense now.
Well,
I didn't pay attention to the AEW this week. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been busy trying to set up for Thanksgiving plans.
You want to hear what a big dick move is? He's like, "Yo, all right, so some of you have under your seats a coupon for 50 cents off my new t-shirt. You're welcome."
Ha!
People were going nuts in the crowd. One guy's like, "Thank you, Jericho." I'm like, wow, that 50 cents made a difference.
Yeah, it's a real big
But
thing.
he got it over. He got a coupon over for 50 cents off. Can it be made that Chris Jericho is probably like the wrestler of the year?
He's
Overall,
already
wrestler.
on my Mount Rushmore. Like it's so far right now, I can unequivocally say that Chris Jericho is on my Mount Rushmore now.
Overall wrestler of the year right now. I wouldn't say best male competitor, but in terms of everyone, I'd say Chris Jericho.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun Marquis this year.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have so much shit to debate.
Oh yeah. I'm already coming up with a list that's about 10 awards. I think we should be fine.
10's not good.
The best secondary AEW male competitor, CJ. We're 25 awards in. Can we please trim this down?
There was a women's match between Hikaru Shida and a new woman, Chris Stanker, whatever. I wasn't impressed. Between them and versus Emi Sakura and Bae Priestley, which again leads me to they need to flesh out their women's division. I feel like one AEW show, just video packages and women's singles matches would do wonders for that division.
Why wasn't Swole on? Swole was on Dark though this past
Dark.
week. Was on Dark. Why did they put on Swole? Swole is like the perfect, like that's someone you should be putting on television. For a women's match, like just to pass the time, Swole's like perfect.
I think they do need to have like a women, because they've had a lot of episodes dedicated solely to tag team wrestling. I think the women's division should be the next one where they build up the women.
Don't do what Ring of Honor does. Come on, guys, you're better than
NXT
this.
has given Britt Baker more character development than AEW has.
Oh God.
One concerned shot in the crowd.
That. We also had Trent Beretta and Chucky T, the best friends, defeating the Lucha Brothers with assistance from Orange Cassidy.
What was he this time? Or was he just...
He was dressed up in a turkey costume.
Not gobbledygooker, though.
No.
No, just
yeah.
just a plain old turkey.
Yes.
God, you gotta love Orange Cassidy, man.
Did a top rope dive, which is really good. It looks like they're actually focusing a lot on best friends, and specifically Trent Beretta. We also had, again, we had Chris Jericho defeating Scorpio Sky, and it was a good match. It wasn't great. There was no sense of urgency, similar to actually Kenny Omega versus Pac. Kenny Omega defeated Pac. Good match. Wasn't better than the Chicago match.
The other Chicago match.
Yes, in All Out. We also had Cody defeating Marky Nicks, whatever. He works for Pro Wrestling Tees also as a local Chicago talent. They actually had a tag team debut of Blade and the Butcher.
Yeah, I've
led
saw
by
part-
Allie.
I heard about
Yeah,
that.
sorry about this. Braxton Sutter is in there.
Yes, Braxton Sutter, Allie's husband.
Allie's husband is I want to say
Pepper
Blade.
Potts.
Pepper Potts. Blade? Is he the Blade in that
I
one,
believe
or
he's
Butcher?
Blade.
Blade. All right.
And then there's butcher who has a monocle. They
I'm
got.
not gonna lie. When I saw the other one with the monocle, I could have sworn that was Silas Young. I'm like, oh my god, they got Silas Young from Ring of Honor.
A lot of people are
The old-
expecting Marty Skrull, actually.
That would have been sick if it was Marty Scurll.
Yeah, I heard
But-
rumors he was coming to AEW.
Supposed to be. I don't know. I think Marty
waiting-
Skrull would be a great part of that faction because they have like similar elements to it.
New Year, I'm telling you, man. New Year's is what's gonna make
Yeah,
the
they've been
difference for
saying
AEW.
Once his contract runs out, he's going to AEW. That's
Yeah.
what I keep hearing.
I think it's interesting though that they didn't really get much of a reaction, and I think that what they need to do is similar to how they're rebuilding the Dark Order. They need to do video packages to explain these guys, especially because Allie is a part of them now, and Allie was originally a face for the company. So it's kind of
Yeah, she was on She was on Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen against
Brandy.
Yes, and Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong recently attacked her, cut her hair and stuff, and now Evil Bunny's back. There's a lot of pieces here, and I know it's like AEW is a very patient program. We have to be patient because everything will flesh out over time, but it would be nice to get some answers for that in the more immediate future. You know?
No, I hear what you're saying. Like, that's kind of the reason why we like video packages in WWE sometimes. Sometimes they are produced and done well, and it makes sense.
Yes.
So, like, I think the worst example of that is Emelita, but that's besides the point.
Or anything being involved with the Rusev Bobby Lashley feud.
Yeah,
We're not going to talk about that, Joe.
Hey,
what we are going to do is talk about the better one that's going on Twitter between fucking Dana Brooke and Dave Bautista. That's what we are going to talk about.
I will give Rusev credit. That was the first segment from this feud on Raw that was like actually somewhat watchable.
Yeah, I know. Like, I watched it and I actually liked it this week. But like
I'm like, okay,
overall, it's like you got to stop with these love stories between Rusev and Lana. It doesn't look good.
No.
And also, I'm pretty sure they just gave up on the fact that Rana is Russian at all because she just spoke in
Only when she says his name.
Yes.
My husband, Rusev. No, you
No,
just,
no, you can't.
just
You
float
can't
him
do
in
that.
Like that. They're like, yes, I'll have a cheeseburger with some fries. No.
Finally, MJF won the beautiful diamond ring against Hangman Page.
Was it just a diamond? Was it just a diamond ring?
$45,000 diamond.
Jesus Christ!
$45,000.
Jesus Christ!
So,
Does
yeah.
it mean anything, or is it just $45,000?
$45,000. $45,000 doesn't mean anything, Jimmy. Damn. I don't know. I don't think it means anything, but it's like a wrestling prop. But they're fighting for the wrestling prop. It's money. That's literally what it's coming down to. It's money. It's similar to how the remember the $10,000 briefcase in Lucha Underground between Johnny Mundo, Prince.
Oh,
Puma,
yeah,
Big
yeah,
Rick?
yeah,
Something
yeah.
similar to that. I'm thinking. But AEW. It was an okay show. It was not their strongest show. NXT had a fantastic show, though. Starting off with everyone celebrating post-Survivor Series. You had Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic against Roderick Strong and... what the hell's his name? Kyle O'Reilly. Great tag team match. Keith Lee created the greatest GIF ever against Adam Cole. Have
Yeah,
you
I know.
seen that?
I saw it. Yeah.
Just
Adam Cole is strutting down, and then Keith Lee out of nowhere just
mauls
bowled
him
like a fucking freight train into the crowd.
Yes.
And it's like, and I don't know which one's better, that one or the old ECW one of Taz freaking suplexing Bam Bam Bigelow over the same thing into a crowd of people.
You're wrong on both. It's when Bam Bam Bigelow chucked Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
No one brought that up. And I'm like, yo, come on. There's like a perfect one where you just see Bam Bam Bigelow chuck Spike Dudley 5 rows in and everyone just gives him the freaking mosh pit send back into the arena. No one mentioned that. And I'm so upset about that.
Keith Lee has finally gotten the pounce over.
That.
Looking
yes.
at you, Marcus Corvon.
Oh, my God. All right.
All right, do you want to talk about Raw first, or do you want to talk about Morrow? I feel like those are the last two things that we really need to talk about before, like, any more speculation of, like, the rest of the year stuff.
Quick thing, Ciampa, Balor, Cole, NXT title, TakeOver Portland. Let's go. All right, next up. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah, I'll stand on that.
Yeah.
I'll stand on that.
I'll
stand on that with-
podium.
Yeah.
Balor
And then Johnny
being the-
Gargano comes back, calls Finn Balor the match.
Yes, I stand. I love that.
All right. Quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk about Muaro Ranallo versus Corey Graves at WrestleMania.
In a cage.
And we're back.
So we're gonna be talking about Muaro Ranallo versus Corey Graves, right? I think
Yes.
that's the big thing to talk about. I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to. Raw, nothing happened. Oh yeah,
I mean, Seth Rollins
What do you
told
mean?
everyone that he sucked. I mean, that's pretty much it.
What do you mean? Morrow was only not on Survivor Series because he bruised his voice. That's it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the only reason why.
which is totally believable.
Right.
All right, let's talk about Raw for a hot sec. Seth Rollins comes out,
Has
big
everyone,
Raw meeting,
town hall meeting, as he calls
town
it.
hall meeting, and said everyone sucked.
And he's like, yeah.
Which is a great heel move, by the way.
I'm like, why are the Viking Raiders standing out here? They're the only ones who actually won.
I was about
Yeah, I
to
know. I was about to
say.
say, like, Viking Raiders won.
That doesn't matter though. Pre-show doesn't matter. They established that last year.
Right.
Although I will say this though. One of the best scenes, which did not get caught on the Hulu recap of it, was when you watch live that portion of Raw when he's calling out Randy Orton. Randy Orton's walking away, and he does the jerk me off.
Yeah.
sign.
Oh, I saw that.
fucking loved that. It was great.
I love Randy Orton.
Yeah, for some reason he's gotten way more tolerable over.
I
right
guess-
now he's like way
I
tolerable.
guess he's trending towards babyface now.
He's treading. He's treading on that ice.
He'll
on the,
never be a full-on babyface. He just wants to be an asshole to everyone.
That's.
I mean,
fine.
after that fatal 4-way match, yeah, he's kind of being a dick. But like that dick, like, yeah, I kind of like this. I like this.
Yeah, and then we got him blaming Charlotte Flair, who wasn't even the last person standing for her team.
And her
Blamed on-
mans was sitting right next to her.
he blamed Andrade for not even being on the card.
He blamed AOP for not even showing up.
Yeah, that.
But then that was the fucked up part, though, because later him and Kevin Owens had a match because Kevin Owens stunned him afterwards and Seth called him out. They had a match. And then AOB had Seth Rollins back. What the fuck?
Here's the thing. I don't know if AOP has Seth Rollins back or if it's AOP's just looking at Rollins like, you're not even worth our time, which I would also be fine with.
Rollins
I feel like they're gonna
AOP
fuck that up.
overall.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like, I would love to see Rollins being like, what do you mean I'm not worth your time? Why didn't you attack me? I'm the top guy. You should be attacked. You know what I mean? Like, he has that inferiority
Oh, okay.
complex.
I see what you mean.
So,
Yeah.
so Seth Rollins' new character is he has a Napoleon complex.
Yeah,
Yes.
that.
Oh, man, that'd be great. A little disappointed that we didn't see a Becky in that whole thing.
I think Becky really should not have been on the show because there would have been like some kind of retaliation against her because of Seth. There would have been something because they
but
were
like
fucking
in
Chicago.
but in kayfabe though, that would have been good though.
In kayfabe, no.
Yes, in kayfabe, that would have
Why
been
would
great.
Becky Lynch support her husband like that?
No, she wouldn't support her. I'm saying in kayfabe would have gotten that. Seth would have said you sucked too, and then Becky Lynch just
She'd
beats
be
the
like,
shit
yeah.
out of Seth. How are you not
He'd be
enjoy
like,
that?
Becky, you suck too. She goes, yeah, you bet your damn ass I did.
Oh God, Joe.
We all know that's what really happened.
Well, no, I would think it'd been a great moment if like, he was tearing everyone down, and like Becky was standing next to Charlotte, and he gets back and he goes, and you AOP,
Nah.
you didn't even show up.
I mean,
Further proving that Becky is more over than Seth.
but
But,
my
that hard.
oh, sorry. No, you go on.
but like, I think we should have also expected this because one, it was locker room leader Seth Rollins. That's how it was announced.
Right.
And not only that, Seth Rollins came out in the black suit. The heel black suit.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe had that suit. Kevin Owens had that suit. Seth Rollins 2015 had that suit. That is the bad guy suit.
It's like the Mark Henry salmon suit. It's becoming legendary.
Yes. Seth Rollins, though, is totally pulling off that. They need a top heel like that and stuff. And he was at his peak back in 2015.
And that's what they needed. They need heel. I don't know who's gonna be the face. I guess it would be Kevin Owens.
Has
at
to
this
be
point.
Owens.
It's the only way that's left.
I think Owens can do it, but I don't trust it. If
Yeah,
that
but
makes
it's
any
because I mean I don't know. I trust Paul Heyman would do right.
I don't trust Seth to not go over though.
I don't think so. I think because everyone's so sick of Seth that it's going to carry on for a long time.
Seth's becoming the new Baron Corbin.
That's fine.
That's okay. I'm
Every
okay
time
with
he
that.
wins a
Baron
match,
Corbin's got to the
no
point.
hiss.
Baron Corbin's got to the point where like he's actually a good heel now. Like
Everyone shits SCV
I'll
at
boo
him.
him because I'm supposed to boo him, not because I actually hate him.
I still hate him.
Why? Because he retired Kurt Angle?
No, because he won King of the fucking Ring.
Oh.
I mean, cause
Yeah, there's that.
And because he pinned Matt Riddle.
But that was Randy Orton's fault.
RKO. Okay, great. Oh, no. No Baron's in there. No.
oh man.
But Seth, Raw was very eventful.
Raw was actually good. It wasn't bad like it's been for a majority of the year. Like it's been good.
Yeah,
if they keep
like,
this trend going, like I can actually go back to watching wrestling on Mondays again.
It's like
or
show
Tuesday.
me what you can do now that all the NXT people went home.
Yes.
They supported you for like a good month. Now show me what you can do without them.
And I would say it succeeded. I wouldn't say that they got an A, but they passed.
Yeah.
And looking forward to SmackDown. I don't know what's going on in SmackDown, but
SmackDown I hope is really good. I can't wait to talk about that.
Aren't
next
we
week,
getting
though.
a possible reveal of a new puppet on the Firefly?
we are
Funhouse?
definitely getting a reveal of the new puppet. That is the
and-
biggest thing I'm looking
Are we
forward to.
going to get Sister Abigail?
No, that's
there's already-
Abby the Witch.
Happy the Witch is
Actual
already
Sister Abigail? Hey! Why'd you make
Sage
a puppet
Beckett?
out of me, you asshole? It's just Liv Morgan just standing in the corner. Liv?
Nah.
Aren't you like... Isn't Ruby Riott outside waiting for you? It's like she keeps staring at me. It's kind of creepy.
Sister Livigal?
No.
You only live once?
No.
Oh man, but where does Bray Wyatt go from here? That's the big question. I don't think he's going to continue. I think the only thing I can think of is Daniel Bryan versus him versus The Miz.
Well, because you need someone in there that can do what Brian and Kofi and Kofi could do for him, where like they'll keep coming back, keep fighting, and just keep falling just short.
Seth Rollins was the worst at that. He kept crying. He's like,
Yeah.
it won't go down.
He
I
hit
think
him
it
in the
depends
face
on
with a
like
hammer and they
which
stopped the match.
random superstar they put in that spot, and then we'll see. Because usually Bray Wyatt can bring that out of them.
Fuck it, Mustafa Ali.
Braun Strowman.
Ali.
Ali will get murdered.
You say that like that. We don't want that though. Do you not want that?
Ali just got his first name back, okay? He needs something. Oh, Joe, new belt. What do you think? Shinsuke Nakamura.
I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. I'm good with the whole getting rid of the oldish design.
Do you not like the oldest design, or are you one of those people that are like, yeah, because Cody Rhodes brought that one back that we?
I think
get rid of
it's
it?
a little just tiresome. Same thing with the United States title.
United
Well, the
States
United
title.
States has been there forever. They need to get rid of that one fast.
Well, because when did Cody bring that new design in 2011?
2011.
2011,
So,
yeah.
that's
When he was dashing, or when he was
After
mustache.
Unmasked.
Mustache Cody.
No, Mustache Cody was 2013.
Okay,
was it right
but that was
after
after
the-
though. But that was after.
it was right after the mask.
2011 is what they brought it.
2011 was when they brought it. He was currently masked Cody at the
Oh, he was-
time. He was
okay.
feuding with Randy, but not for the title. But then he feuded with Booker T after he lost his mask, and it was Booker T versus Cody Rhodes for the IC title.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's good. It got a facelift. I think the United States title's long overdue. For
It's
an
had that
upgrade.
facelift for about since what 02, 03?
Yeah.
Since after
they
Cena
brought it
lost
back,
it.
yeah.
Since after Cena lost it.
Yeah, since he
Because Cena had the spinning one, and then he lost it to Orlando Jordan. I
And then it
believe.
came back.
And then it came back to that thing, and it's like, why?
And can we really just stop making a different color of the Universal title and saying it's the new title? But no, it's just fucking blue.
What if we get the blue Universal title, but then the Fiend has a custom belt?
That's fine. But I'm like
So Bray has the colorful belt, which actually fits his character, and then the Fiend has an evil belt.
it's like here's the new custom belt. It's just blue.
I think it needs to be black with the blue background. I think that would be
Alright.
fine.
All right, we got about several more minutes left to this, so we got to finish this up.
Well, let's end with the big topic. Dana Brooke dating Dave Batista.
I don't know.
The best in WWE storyline of a love story ever is this one right here.
We got a really good gif of Dana Brooke's ass, so.
A couple, and if you've seen the more recent ones, though, a couple of them of the
Jimmy, calm down.
This is a
What?
family show.
I was talking about Dave Batista.
CJ, start cursing. But
Martha
so,
Hart.
It's so good.
I'm
It's so good.
I'm pretty sure Batista and Melina takes the cake for a romantic storyline involving Batista, but fucking Melina, she's the reason we got John Morrison. No more John Morrison in WWE because of Melina.
Didn't Melina leave before John Morrison, though?
Yeah,
She did, but then she came back, and then John Morrison left.
yeah, but Morrison was in hot water because he was a dick to Trish at Mania.
Yeah.
Fucking Snooki.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, you know what? It's Snooki's fault that John Morrison isn't in the WWE anymore.
that. All right, let's
Let's
bring
bring back the Dave Batista dick question joke again, because I can.
All right,
I mean, if anyone can handle it, it's Dana Brooke. She's at least a little more built. Imagine if
Those squats.
imagine if Riho went after him. Oh,
Oh my
God.
god.
broken.
Dead.
Broken.
Split in half. Not like Matt Hardy broken. We're talking like Kurt Angle who got thrown by Big Show off the stage type of broken.
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's go into Morrow versus Corey Graves.
Okay, so from what I understand of it is that Corey sent out a tweet under the guise that he wanted to create an inline story during Survivor Series between the commentating teams.
The tweet was, you know, you guys wouldn't know it, but there is actually a WWE Hall of Famer and a former Ring of Honor World Champion on commentary.
Basically saying that Morrow talks too much.
Which I'm listening back to Takeover and I'm trying to hear it, and I'm like, they're just going along with it. Like,
But like he's the play-by-play guy. He's supposed to talk a lot.
and
Yeah, like we have the same complaint about Michael Cole. The difference between Michael Cole and Mauro Ranallo is
Is
that
Morrow Ranallo's good.
that and it's a little bit more authentic when Mauro does it. Michael Cole is leading off a script. The only time Michael Cole has been tolerable when he's been doing
NXT
commentary
UK.
like that was the UK tournament.
It's like watching Sunday Night Football saying Jim Nance talks too much. Of course he does. He's supposed to.
I know, and even looking, well, no one likes Jim Dale, but no one likes Jim Dale. But between Nigel McGuinness and Beth Phoenix, they're like, realistically, I could also see more Ranallo being a Joey Styles and just doing it by himself. But like they also add to it when they do. Like I'm watching it NXT this past weekend. They really picked up the slack against when Tom Phillips came in.
I'm really not a huge fan of Beth on commentary.
Beth, I think it's hard.
I think she screams at the wrong times.
Yeah, I think she's still trying to figure it out. Personally, she's
she's
never been
getting
much
used
of a
to it.
promo worker, anyways.
Yeah, she's getting used to it.
Yeah,
But it's just like, so Beth, what do you think about Dakota Kai's chance of this match? She has a really good chance. Okay, all right. I didn't even expect that. Thank
to
you.
be fair, I think Morrow's rubbing off on her, like just like being in that same vicinity. Like when you get contact high, it's like that.
Contact loud.
Contact
loud.
Morrow. But
Follow me. No, Beth, that's not your thing.
But yeah, so that was the situation, and
The thing is,
Mauro
he
has
said that the brand warfare thing, like a couple of days following the tweet,
following the tweet.
and after he attacked Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, because
And-
Dave
and
Meltzer had said like, you kind of just like
Bashed your coworker.
bashed a coworker. Like I get,
And if Dave Meltzer is trying to tell you about workplace conduct, you know you fucked up.
Here's the thing: I could see if Corey Graves went up to him before and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna call out."
it seems kind of
Yeah, I don't think Morrow knew. If that's what Corey
Yeah,
was going
like
for, Morrow didn't know.
Corey Graves' rationality is that like, oh yeah, we tried playing it up during the thing. Be like, well, if that's the case, like Mauro would have been on it, and he wouldn't have like
What
had like this visceral reaction.
And the thing is, if you made that tweet during the show and you let Morrow know, he could have played into it. It's
Yeah,
like,
he would have
Yeah,
definitely
sure,
played.
Corey. That's why they're chanting "Mamma Mia" instead of Corey Graves. Like.
But like it's like me telling Jimmy, "Hey Jimmy, I'm gonna try and get heat and call CJ a bitch." And I just walk up to CJ, and CJ has no idea that I'm doing it, and he calls me a bitch, and he slaps me. Well, why did he slap me? Because you didn't know what you were trying to do. Got it.
Exactly. There could have been communication is key, and there was a lack of during
And if
that
there's
weekend.
anyone that knows what communication means in a lifetime, it is Corey Graves.
Well, so on his own podcast after the bell, he did apologize for it in a very. He didn't name drop Mauro specifically, very much in course into the tweet, but he did apologize for it. So I guess he's absolved.
He's not. He's
I
not.
personally,
He doesn't seem like a very genuine person to me.
Who?
Corey Graves.
Disingenuous?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
yeah.
who do you think did it worse though, Corey or JBL? I think JBL's was worse. Like,
Morrow is still out of commission though right now. That's the scary part.
Weird. Did he do NXT on Wednesday?
He didn't do NXT. Tom Phillips took over, but his agent is saying Morrow's not in a good place right now.
Well, yeah,
'Cause, like-
because Morrow, he's very like you have to.
he has a mental
Bipolar
disorder.
and
Yeah,
depression.
Bipolar depression.
So like if you're gonna do something like that, you need to A, make sure he's okay with it, and B, make sure he knows.
there's no way that he
The-
did not. If they planned this, he would have not known.
The
I'm sorry, I don't buy this whole. Like we created this storyline to play along during Survivor Series, and then Morrow reacting this way. I feel like that's a load of horse crap. I'm sorry.
The difference between the JBL and Morrow situation versus the Corey Graves and Morrow situation, I'm assuming that Mauro Ranallo kind of knew what he was getting himself into because JBL's a known bully.
Yeah, everyone knows JBL's an asshole.
Mauro Ranallo could see Corey Graves as a fellow colleague and stuff, and not
Well,
only
they used to commentate together on NXT back in the
exactly. And the thing is, Mauro Ranallo is getting called out by someone he considered a colleague and a friend like that on a job he's very passionate for. Like, granted, it's one thing for trolls to do it on Twitter. You're just like, oh, they're trolls. But when it's someone you trust, it's like, wow.
I feel like
that, like, he's probably taking a huge look back on it right now. And stuff. And we're more than likely going to get a very different Muaro Ranallo when he comes back, because he's going to be conscious of it.
Yeah. But, like, he didn't even do anything wrong. That's the problem. There's nothing wrong with the way Muaro Ranallo does commentary. And if there's anyone that shouldn't be calling out Muaro Ranallo, it's Corey Graves. If Michael Cole wants to say something about how Muaro Ranallo's doing commentary, fine. At least Michael Cole's been on the job longer. Corey Graves
probably been around just as long doing commentary, and yet, as of like the past couple of years, he's not. No, and he's been stale. Like, last time he was good was when he was just doing Raw with Byron and Cole. Really, and even before then, he was on NXT, and back during NXT with Muaro was really good.
I know with my opinion of Muaro is that, yes, he can be loud sometimes. Granted, a lot of his references I don't get.
Because he made the Chicago rapper ones I've been hearing about.
And I don't appreciate him interrupting constantly Beth and Nigel. I feel like they do have a lot to offer, and I can agree with Corey that, yeah, they should talk more and stuff. But I don't think there's anything wrong with Muaro because of his passion. I think communication between the three of them is key to figure out the best commentary situation.
If Muaro's cutting them off to make a different point, then I don't like that. But one of the first things I learned when I was starting to do play-by-play for myself was, if there is something that's going on in the game in front of you and you need to mention it and you need to describe it, doesn't matter what the color guy is saying. Like, if it's like when I was doing basketball commentary, once shit picks up, I'm going. Like, I hate to be a dick and cut you off, but like, this is my job and I have to describe what's going on for the people who might not be into it and are trying to listen to what's going on. And because what happens if Corey Graves, if Muaro just lets them finish a point and goes, oh, by the way, Johnny Gargano just put Adam Cole through that table. I don't know if you noticed it, but it happened.
Yeah, like if you're like you can't watch it because you're like cooking or something like that, and you're listening to what the commentator's saying during a match, and Corey Graves would fuck it up. I just keep talking over, and the play-by-play guy's not doing his job.
So, Corey, I think you're 100% wrong. This is coming from a budding broadcaster. You're wrong.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, I don't buy this whole. Yeah, we were trying to play onto it, but Muaro was saying I don't buy it. Like, Muaro just didn't take the bait.
Well,
I don't.
He said that, and Muaro's already off the deep end. Like, there's no, you can't say that. I'm like, oh, I was just kidding. Come back.
No, come on, dude. Like, I would be more appreciative if you manned up. You'd be like, no, I was at Muaro, and I neglected to inform him that, and I thought he would pick it up, but he didn't, and that was my fault. I was a jerk, and I wholeheartedly apologize to that. And I've already spoken to Muaro, and we're at a good place. He's not going to come back for a while into television, but we're at a good place, and he'll hopefully come back soon. That I would believe is an earnest apology from Corey Graves. This one that he did on his no, I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
And he probably only did it because the bosses were like, "Hey, you got to say something about this. This is out there. Like, you need."
Yeah, because Corey probably initially feels like he didn't do anything wrong. Which, if you're dealing with someone who hasn't had the experiences or the problems that Muaro has, and who can understand and knows Corey's mannerisms, I guess maybe at that point it would be okay. But even then, I feel like again, it's back to communication.
I think we should end it with this one quote. Hey, Corey, stay down.
Hey, Corey, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Until next time, Audio Marks. Everyone for staying tuned to our podcast. Special shout out to the Sage Public Library for the continued use of their equipment and space. Hosted by CJ, Jimmy, Joe, and Jared. Produced and edited by Jimmy. Continue supporting us by rating and subscribing through Patreon, Audioboom, Stitcher, TuneIn, CastBox, Deezer, Radio Public, Radio.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts at Marks for Life Podcast. And now, check out our YouTube channel, Marks for Life Podcast, for our podcast playlist and other content. Please follow us on our social media on Twitter at Marks for Life Pod, Instagram, Tumblr, Reddit, and Facebook at Marks for Life Podcast. Email us at marksforlifepodcast@gmail.com for any questions.